Welcome back to my motherfucking channel. All right, the sun just came out again, so let me put my sunglasses on. But in this video, we're gonna talk about the disconnect of love languages in African American homes. Cause I got some teeth. I think you guys, hopefully you guys can hear me. Actually, I might need to get a little fucking closer. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah. So I want to talk about the love languages. I feel like there's some disconnect within these within African American culture and community because the societal things that have been put onto us. And I know we're not going to get into all the societal things, as we already know it's about single parent homes, it's about welfare, it's about all the little things that we already have addressed time and time again, and it will never change. Okay, I just am making this video to express my opinion, obviously, but also to hopefully shed some light and insight onto what I'm thinking about, and hopefully the people who will watch this can implement it in their families and in their home. So the love languages, I want to read them out. There's gifts, there's acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, communication, and expression. So majority of my life, I was not given none of that. Okay. Okay, I was given the practical things. You need food, you need water, you need food, you need water. I mean, nothing too deep. Don't think too much. Yes, I was given gifts over my time in the course of my life, but it wasn't like, oh, I need to stop playing my family. I was given gifts. I was given Wii's, DSi, Barbie dolls. Yes, I was given gifts, but as a person who realized those are not things that I was really wanting, they just thought I should have, simply because I was growing up in whatever era I was growing up in. And yes, I would say out of all my siblings, I was pretty spoiled. I was pretty spoiled, but I also realized and recognized that the childhood that I lived wasn't per se like as glamorous, as I think it could have been, and no shade to my family, because like I said, they do the best they can. But going back to, I was given the practical things, that was a main concern. And that's the thing, like, even when I was giving gifts, it was kind of a conversation behind it, like, do you really need this? Or like, yes, I do, and that's why I'm bringing it up. Like, it's not I felt like it was a problem if I was asking for gifts, or asking to go on this trip, or so forth, so on. So yeah, I definitely feel like the acts of service is what parents would get confused with providing for their kids. Like, an act of service is defined as doing something that they think you would like. Okay, that they think, not they know, they think you would like. So they think I would like this Barbie doll, they think I would like this toy. In reality, that wasn't what I was wanting. I was wanting more emotional connection. I was wanting the expression and affection of love. And I feel like the disconnect from the disconnect, this damn word, but I was wanting more emotional connections as a child, and not just gifts. And like, you could say that for rich or poor people. I feel like rich people who have the money to give them their child, all the little things, they give them all the things, and then they never have an emotional connections. Even with poor people, if you cannot even afford it, even afford the things, they still don't have that emotional connection because they're working, and same for, like I said, very rich people. Their parents are not there, so they just give them shit, and I literally witnessed one kid, he got a car, he crashed the car, and his parents said, because you crashed the car, we'll give you another car, but it's not going to be the Mercedes-Benz. And they gave him like a Hyundai, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? But you know, it is what it is. I also feel like words of affirmation is not talked about in a Black household because of, yeah, like, I didn't hear much of like I love yous. I didn't hear much of like you're doing such a good job. Mind you, I have always been a very educated child, like very good grades and all the things, but like I never was I don't know, it was never shed in the house like, oh, she's doing good. You know, like it was more of like, you should have, I mean, you better, you had no choice to type vibe. And I just didn't understand that because I was doing better than one of my siblings. The other sibling, I, you know, hadn't reached to the level she was, but still, the other sibling, I was definitely doing better, and I was never getting my my flowers for that, you know. So yeah, and then the quality time, because Black families or Black kids or African American kids and African American parents, their parents are always working. They're always on the go because they got to provide for their child. They have to pay rent. They have to pay for their car for us to get to one place to another. They have to pay for things. And don't get me wrong, and I appreciate that. The thing is, I'm so appreciative for all the things that I've had when I was a child. And I can't go back. All I can do is just be better. I think it's going this way, yeah. All I can do is just be better. And how I'm going to be better is simply spending that quality time with my child, you know, like when I have a child, okay? Not pregnant, don't have a child, don't have a kid. Give me like 3 more years, okay? But yeah, like, I also feel like people all, like, not people, but like, I'm equating physical touch, because I'm about to switch subjects to physical touch. Quality time, it wasn't enough, and it's usually never going to be enough, because the fucking gross annual income, or whatever the fuck it is, the income is not incoming for wherever you live. Rent is crazy, or mortgages are crazy high, or like the down payments are super high. People can't afford it, and so they're always working to make sure they can afford it. So I mean, like, unless you're such an entrepreneur that is in the bag, or have multiple streams of income, because I don't think it necessarily needs to be entrepreneur. You just have multiple streams of income, then you can, you know, provide. But also, it's very good to have like a partner. And I definitely feel like most kids, especially in the African American community that did not grow up with multiple partners, struggle with even appreciating certain things because they've only seen one person do it for them. And you see like, for instance, my little cousins, every time I see them, they're always like, I love you, Talena, I love you, I love you, I love you, you know. And I kind of like not taught them, but like when they talk to me, they know that they should. I'm hearing a lot of things, I'm sorry, and I have like a pea brain, okay. My little cousins, when I see my little cousins, they say I love you, and I told them, when they see me, you have to say I love you, because truly I know that it's hard to love, and I know it's hard to love family members. Like, I'm not really close with any of my family members at all, so it's like, I want them to know that they can count on me, they can call me if they want to, especially when they're older, that they should be able to contact me and say I love you, or like, you know, just if they're feeling down and out, they can call me and say I love you, you know. Okay. all over the place because for a minute I was being watched by some men and then now it's just like cars just coming everywhere, going everywhere. Yeah, the physical touch, I feel like it has been forced over the years because I've kind of been like told that like opposite sexes should not be touching you, and I think that has to do with the own trauma of like my parent and that having to be a problem. Like, I think I'm not close with my brother simply because hugging and things of that sort wasn't a thing, and that's because someone took advantage of my mother at a young age, and feeling of touch is not something that really resonates with her as a person. But for me, I actually love getting hugs. I love getting kisses. I would love I love all that shit. I kiss and I hug my little cousins. Like, they're my faves. And they're comfortable with it because there's no weird shit. It's literally just a hug and a kiss and letting them know that I care for them, I love them. Going back to, like I said, the whole words of affirmation, speaking light into them and letting them know that they are the bomb, like they're the shit. They're rats and they know that, but they also the shit. You know, they're really dope humans, and they deserve all the things that they desire. But yeah, the communication also has lacked in the household that I lived in, at least, and I think it lacks in every African American household because they feel like African American parents feel like you're the child, so you don't have an opinion. If I'm providing for you, if I'm providing the practical, going back to the gifts or the acts of service, then you shouldn't have much to say. But it's like, I do have an opinion, and I think that's where it gets lost. Of no one's trying to be your friend, because I definitely think, you know, that whole saying like, I'm not your friend, I'm your mama, or I'm not your friend, I'm your daddy. Like, really, women say that shit, but I am not your friend, but I still want to hear what you have to say just to put it in perspective. But I feel like it wasn't a thing for that to happen, especially in the household I grew up in, because simply, if they're providing, there shouldn't be anything said. And you can call this sounds like low-key abuse. Like, I didn't grow up in an abusive household, but it does sound like abuse. Like, say your partner says, oh, because I'm paying rent, and that's a whole nother story for another day, but like, because I'm paying rent, you shouldn't be crying about like doing dishes or some shit like that. Like, you shouldn't be. And it's like, nigga, what? Be fucking for real, you know? But my man would never say that. Never ever say that, okay? And I think that's where it also comes, where women, especially African American women, are hyper focused on this masculinity, where they want to be super duper strong and like super like a provider. And yes, I will provide for ultimately myself, my kids, and all the things, but let it be known that I do like being taken care of. I don't like working that much, and I like sitting back and attracting the things that I need to attract. And some days I have my off days and all the things, but like, I know that I will be provided for at the end of the day. And for the household that I grew up in, it's like, you better get it. You better go and get it. I grew up with a masculine mom. Mind you, my mom is a woman who is married to a man. Like, but because she's my mom and my dad growing up, I didn't experience a father being a father. I experienced my mom being a father, and my mom not really being a nurturing mom, you know? And that's where it's so important to have both people in the household, or at least have some type of connection to them. At least let your child talk to that person. And if they're dead, because like my little cousins, their dad is dead, so they really can't talk to him. sorry. Providing them with someone who can talk to them and give them that masculine, to give them that masculine touch, because then they're gonna grow up really feminine, and then they'll try to fight it with trying to be super hard, and then they'll be super angry about who the fuck knows. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to invalidate their feelings, but it also is confusing to them, I feel like. And it's confusing for me as a woman, growing up with just a woman who is not in that feminine, like, you sit back, I know that this is to be taken care of, I know that this bill is going to be paid, I know that this is going to be good, because that's just a man that I marry, and they know that, like, that's what is expected of them to be in the relationship. Like, that's the thing. Like, there was, I don't think, any type of standards going into most of relationships, I feel like, in my childhood. Like, there was no type of standard. And even when, at a point when I was, like, looking for a quote-unquote boyfriend, I wasn't putting any standards in. I had no boundaries. I was just like, I want love. And it was just like, love is not that, like, no. Like, it wasn't necessarily even sex. It was literally just like, I want love. I want to feel, you know? And you think feeling comes with sex, but no, it does never come with sex. So I say also say that because I'm actually in a healthy relationship, and we talk about these things where I understand, and I know that we live very, very far apart, but I think that's what makes it better, is because we don't have sex to, like, cover up things. Like, sex is not the thing that we have to communicate. Like, there's no other way. We have to communicate. Literally, since 3 years ago, I've in communication with this person, like, and the communication, I've learned how to communicate better in a relations to my partners. In relations to my family, not really. I ain't gonna lie, not really, because I definitely think there's a whole bunch of trauma that goes with that. But, like, I'm trying to say a lot without saying too much, and I feel like I really can't. But ultimately, just know that this love language, it needs to be acknowledged in households, because no one's going to get anywhere with not being able to express their affections and emotions. Like, we're going to keep going through the same cycle of feeling whatever way, you know? I hope I'm making sense. Like, I'm trying to, like I said, say a lot without saying too much, and I don't think it's really working out for me. I'm just going to still post this, but I might take it down and redo it where I have, like, an actual, like, dialogue. This is just me ranting about my feelings. Good old feelings. Anyways, bye-bye, guys.